everyone. Welcome to our another brand new episode, webinar number 676, sponsored by Institute of Global Professionals. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to our Institution of Global Professionals International webinar. So, this is another opportunity to learn with IGP. So, don't miss it. And I would like to thanks to all of our participants for joining with us in this live session. And please stay with us till the end of our program. My dear lovely audience, once again, I'm your host, Nasreen Nisha from Bangladesh. So if you want to feed your skills, you have to be with us. You have to stay with us, here, learn with us. Yes. So thank you once again for joining with us in this marvelous moment. And I'm sure that you all will have many takeaways and payoff from this webinar. Each time you can give a react and comment in our comment box. So don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends, at least your 5 friends in our comment box. So dear participants, let's learn together and grow together, because we believe that power is gained by sharing knowledge, not holding it. And I'm sure that we will learn a lot from this session, from our honorable speaker. Yes, so you have to share it. Please share this in your timeline or your newsfeed. You can also share this in Facebook groups, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and all the social media you are using. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, really I'm proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. And I feel respected and privileged to host this webinar. And I'm very happy to welcome you all to our Institution of Global Professionals International webinar. So let's see our comment section first. So thank you so much, Ma'am Isaiah, for joining with us. We have Ma'am Pentagostis. Yes, joined from YouTube. We have Ma'am Girly, Ma'am Sailami. Yes, virtual hug also for you. Yes, we have Sir Daniel, Ma'am Isaiah, Ma'am Cheryline, Ma'am Jasmine. We have Sir Alex Xavier Alvarez. Okay, Ma'am Janeline, and so many participants who are already commenting in our comment box. Thank you so much for joining in us. Thank you, Sir January Cindy, for your lovely comment. Yes, and we are hoping a huge number of our participants to join with us in this live session. So we have already know that IGP, non-profit international educational training institute. IGP believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate profession generation all over the world. We organized our webinar, online, offline courses, etc. by best and trained speakers all over the globe to create a best learning platform for all of you. And our mission is empower people, our youth, and enhance. Here you can grow yourself day by day by learning. So those who love to learn, who is willing to learn, they will be come in our live session. I believe that. All right. So let's start our program with IGP's mantra of slogan, that is feed your skills. So you can also comment in our comment box with hashtag feed your skills, hashtag IGP. And every day IGP provide 3 lifetime membership certificates among our participants, and it's depending on your active participation. Yes, in we provide one lifetime membership certificates in one live session. So be active in our live session. And we have our quiz competition for our lovely participants. So today also we will provide 10 quiz competition certificates, winner certificates to our participants. Okay. All right. So dear participants, I'm going to present webinar number 676. The topic is understanding the importance of motivation in education. And we are eagerly waiting to learn from our speaker. So let's welcome with a virtual round of applause for our honorable speaker from Philippines, Sir Alfie Ekamo. Hello, sir. Good evening. Sir, please unmute your microphone.
Sorry. Hello, ma'am. Good
How,
evening.
how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good, ma'am. Excited.
Good. Yes, and great to see you again. And we are also excited and we are waiting to learn from your presentation on this topic. So here is your presentation slide. Okay, so you can start.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, fellow educators. Again, I am Mr. Alfie C. Agamao, Teacher 3 of Anao High School, Anao Tarlac, Philippines, and I am a math and IC teacher from our school. And for tonight, I was assigned and tasked to discuss to you understanding the importance of motivation in education, most particularly in the teaching learning process. Actually, my discussion or my topic is just refresher session or refresher discussion regarding motivation because I know and I believe that we educators are all familiar with the different kinds of motivation because here in the Philippines in every lessons that we are giving to our learners or students, we always insert an activity that they that can arouse the interest of them. So I believe that we are all familiar with the different kinds of motivation. So that is the reason why my discussion is just a refresher discussion. So again, like what I've said a while back, I am assigned to discuss to you the understanding of importance of motivation in education. And let me read to you the objectives of my session. First is to define motivation in education, most particularly in the teaching learning process, and our focus will be our most valued clientele, which are our students and learners. Second is to identify the two types of motivation. Third, we have to address the importance of motivation in the teaching learning process and be acquainted on how to motivate our learners. So let's start with defining motivation. So what is motivation? Motivation is defined as our enthusiasm for doing something. So therefore, when we talk about motivation, it is the why of every action. It is the reason or reasons why we are doing something. It's either it is our own desire or our own desire to do that, or we have reasons, or we have expectation, or we are expecting for a reward in doing that. So that is the basic and technical definition of motivation. And for other definition, we have this one. The term motivation is derived from the Latin verb movere. So quite literally, it keeps us moving. So therefore, when we talk about motivation, we pertains to the reason or reasons why we are doing something. Like what I've said, it is either we do that in our own sake or we do that because we are waiting or we are expecting for a reward. The next, we have this one. What is motivation in education? In education, motivation helps children and young people to focus their attention on a key goal or outcome. In doing so, they are unfazed by possible distractions and are therefore able to maintain their attention during longer periods of time. We all know that motivated students are most likely to achieve their potentials and find success in their lives. And I know, and you will agree, that when we talk about motivation, it is one of the most essential ingredients in the teaching learning process because it's not only yields for more positive behaviors of the student, but it will contribute to the greater sense of well-being and to develop their holistic personality. But when we talk about motivation, motivating students or motivating our learners is very crucial if we are to provide them the very good start or very good foundation in learning. So therefore, if we fail to motivate our student, it can be or it can be the reason why we will ruin their learnings. So it is important for us that we need to update, refresh ourselves with regards to motivation. We are required to think of different activities that we can motivate our students because failing to motivate our student um, can also ruin their learning. Next is this one. Discovering ways to increase motivation in the classroom is vital as it enables us to, number one, to change behavior. Of course, if our students is well motivated, if our students um, are well established with regards to the reason or importance of why they are learning, we can change their behavior from negative one to positive one. Okay. The next is develop competencies. When we talk about competencies, when competencies is the skills or ability that can a student portray that they can do something effectively and successfully. Then number three, we have the spark curiosity. And of course, all of those are we're corresponding to each other because when they are motivated, they are eager to learn. They are excited to learn. So therefore, we can spark their curiosity. Then number three, next one is the set goals. If our students are motivated, of course, they will learn how to set their goals. They will learn how um, to set their priorities. They will learn how to set their objectives and to hit that objectives. Then next one is to develop interests. Then blossom talents, and of course, if they're motivated, engagement to the learning process will also improve. So therefore, we tend to motivate our student because we want them to change their behavior, develop competencies, spark curiosity, learn to set their goals, develop interests, blossom talent, and of course, increase their engagement in the learning process. Then we have the different types of motivation in education. So we have two kinds of motivation in education. The first one is the intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. I know that most of you are familiar with with these two types of motivation. Let us first discuss the intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is a self-summoned willingness to learn. Those are those who are intrinsically motivated don't require sanctions or rewards to help steer their efforts. Very young children are often naturally intrinsically motivated and are led by their innate curiosity. This form of motivation often encourages more efficient and successful learners in the classroom. There are many studies which suggest that children who are intrinsically motivated are better at learning. Okay, so when a student is intrinsically motivated, um, their behavior is motivated by an internal desire. They are doing something for their own sake. For example, their enjoyment in a particular activities, their personal enjoyment in a particular activities, and their own desire in learning some skills or learning something because they are eager to learn. This motivation is a self-summoned willingness to learn. Okay, I will just give you concrete example later, and we will compare intrinsic and intrinsic motivation with the same scenario. Next is the extrinsic motivation. Van Tinkinste et al. Is the desire of people to participate in activities in order to gain something different from the task itself. Examples of extrinsic motivation includes medals for the winners of race, chocolate for good attendance, extra break time for positive behaviors, and the like. So when a student is extrinsically motivated, um, its behavior is motivated to do something because he or she is expecting for reward. For example, he want to do this one because it will be it will expect a reward. So like what I've said, I'll give you example for both kinds of motivation, which is the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. For example, um, reading books. When a student or when you are reading books because you are enjoying storytelling, that is intrinsic motivation. That is your own enjoyment, your personal reason why you are reading books. And with regards to extrinsic motivation, you are reading books because you are preparing for an exam. So look at the two example of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. You read books because you personally enjoy reading or you personally enjoy storytelling. While in extrinsic motivation, you read books because you are preparing for an exam. Next is when you exercise. For example, you are working out or you are exercising because exercising or working out can relieve your stress. So that scenario is an example of intrinsic motivation because that the reason is personal. Then with regards to extrinsic motivation, you are exercising or what do you call that? Working out because you want to lose weight. So therefore, if you lose weight, you will be praised because of your good body physique. Okay, so that is or those are the examples of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Next, this one. Why is motivation in children important? So first, of course, it will increase persistence. So when we talk about persistence of the students and it will increase motivation will increase the persistence of the student, they will not be easily distracted by different factors. Okay? When they are motivated to learn, they are not easily distracted by some factors or something. If they are eager and motivated to learn, they will focus on their goals. They will focus on the learning. So they will not be easily distracted. The number two, increase well-being. Like what I've said a while back, when we talk about motivation, what we know is we just arouse the interest of our students. But actually, when we are motivating our students, we are teaching them a good behavior. We are inculcating them positive attitudes in learning that they can use it in their entire life. Not just arousing their interest, but we are developing the holistic personality of our students. Next is to improve performance and outcomes. Since they are now goal oriented, they are now persistent, of course. Well motivated students will improve their performance and outcomes. Next is enhanced cognitive processing. Although our focus is not just in cognition or cognitive pace of our student, of course, it will enhance their cognitive processing. The next is increased effort in lessons. Um, like what I've said in a while back, that if our students motivated, they will it will improve their engagement in the lesson. So therefore, they will also have increase in effort with regards to their lesson and higher level of attendance. It will minimize absenteeism because they are excited and eager to learn. Next, how to motivate children. Actually, like what I've said, this is crucial. It can be challenging to motivate children, but we have collated 6 tried and tested strategies for you to try in the classroom. So we have 6 tried and tested strategies for you to try in the classroom. I think some of you are familiar with those strategies. So let's start with the first one. Have a growth mindset. So according to Carol Dweck, studies on the benefits of adopting a growth mindset are well documented. Dweck sees education as a constant learning curve rather than a linear process. Students with a growth mindset continually develop and refine their thinking. They are not crushed by assessment scores, instead by something. So this one, have a growth mindset. In order to develop a growth mindset in children, praise them for the process rather than intelligence or talents. At this can make them vulnerable. Acknowledge their effort, focus, or hard work, as these are the qualities which will make studies resilient. This is specifically important given that there is evidence that implicity finds short-term efforts as an important determinant of a student's performance. Okay, so when we talk about growth mindset, meaning your ability, the student's ability, the student's talent, the student's cognitive processing can be nurtured. Okay, their skill can be developed. So do not focus that you have skill, that you have a talent. So um, you let them know that their talents, their skills, and their cognition can be improved, still be improved. And let us emphasize that process is more important rather than the product. Next, we have the adopt a holistic approach. A child's past experiences in a subject is a contributing factor in how much they will invest in their lessons in the future. If they had a poor relationship with their grade 3 math teacher and only ever received negative feedback, it's unlikely that they be motivated as they begin grade 4 maths. Okay, so when we talk about holistic approach, it is important that we know the background of our students. That is the reason why in every lesson that we are conducting, we need to have the pretest for us to know where we will enter. That is one activity that can prepare our students in a next level. Next, we have the praise. All learning is effortful, so when students display willing and success, they deserve to be acknowledged. When children feel proficient in something, they develop a great sense of agency and are therefore more curious about the next aspect of their learning. We should secure success early and often so that students feel empowered and confident when navigating future learning. Okay, of course, this is important one. This is the most common kind strategy that can motivate our student. Of course, um, don't be selfish. If our student do something good, of course, we need to acknowledge their effort. We need to praise them. And if our student do something wrong or bad, we need to acknowledge their effort. What is important is their effort. We need to acknowledge and praise their effort because, like what I've said, process is more important compared to each product. So we need to praise our student more often. We need that. Next is prioritize accessibility. Focus on individual strength and provide plentiful opportunities for students to excel in these areas. For example, a student with dyslexia may be exceptional to creative writing but find spelling a challenge. Similarly, a student with ADHD may excel in art but have limited opportunities to nurture this talent. Okay, when we talk about prioritize or priorities accessibility, um, it will we can use the diversity of learning. We know that every students are unique, right? So we need to provide different activities based on the needs of our student. Not do not just focus on one activity. Do not just focus on a particular student or particular students, but we need to give um, different activities or diverse activities for the different needs of our students. The next one, we have empower students with knowledge. Make sure that the students understand how they can do better, that they know where they went wrong and how to improve. Increasing metacognitive talk in classroom can help to develop students' confidence as it gives them a stronger awareness. Okay, empower student with knowledge. This one indicates that basic skills and basic knowledge are important. So we teach them that basic skills, basic knowledge is very important because that will be the reference and basis or foundation of accomplishing another next level. The next, we have make learning relatable. Our motivation can fluctuate and change depending on context and how much we perceive the opportunity to be of value. Actually, in our school, we always localize our activities based on their needs, based on their based on their the things that they are found of. So therefore, we need to inculcate or we need to make our learning relatables for them to be um, motivated as well. So those are the six tried and tested strategies for us to motivate our students. And are you familiar with the DPWH? I just want you to share this one that you can also share to your students. And I think this philosophy or this acronym will help our students or will help you to motivate your students with regards to learning or in accomplishing their goals. So here in the Philippines, DPWH stands for the Department of Public Ways and Highways. So this is the Department of Public Works and Highways. But for me, I have my own acronym for this one. First is D. D stands for dream. So therefore, um, you teach your students how to set their goals, how to set their objectives, and teach them to dream. Okay? It is important they have their goals to be achieved for them to have a reasons why they are doing such thing. So teach our students how to set their goals, set their objectives, and of course set their dream in life or in every endeavor that they are doing. Then of course, next is P. P is for plan. Of course, in accomplishing your dream, in accomplishing your goals in life, you need to make a framework or your backbone. Your backbone will be the plan. So to accomplish their dream, they need to make a plan, loss on that dream. So they need to make a plan. Second or third one is the W, which is stands for work. After planning, after setting their goals, after setting their dreams or their objectives, and they have the plan already, you cannot achieve your dream if you only have the plan. So therefore, let's proceed to number three, which is W stands for work. So they need to work their plan for them to achieve their dream. And time will come, we will have or we will achieve the H, which is the harvest. Time will come that they will harvest the fruit of their labor. So it is important, my fellow educators and everyone, that um, we need to motivate our students, because motivating our student is one of the most important ingredients in the teaching learning process. And thank you and God bless. Hope you learned something.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with our participants. And yes, of course, we have learned from you. Thank you
Thank you,
so
ma'am.
much, sir. And we will meet you after the quiz competition session in our QA segment. So till then, please stay with us. Thank you, sir. All right, so time for quiz. Dear participants, the code is already flashed on your screen. That is IGP quiz. And let me remind all of you, don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in your comment box. So I'll share the joining link also in our comment box. You can see the QR code when we start our live quiz competition. So you can also scan the QR code. Okay. So after this short video, we will start our live quiz competition. Enjoy the short video. Alright, so welcome once again to our live quiz competition. And already we have 28 participants who have joined in this segment. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so you can see the joining link in our comment box. We have already shared it. And you can also directly go to yes, sir. You will get your certificates after the QS session. We will share the international webinar code, and you have to collect the code or note down the code. Then you have to visit our website, enroll the program, give the code, then you can get your certificates. Yes. Okay. So dear participants, you can see that joining link, quiz competition joining link in our comment box, or you can also directly go to Slido app, or you can use any browser. Just go to slido.com and give the code is IGP quiz, or you can also scan the QR code. All right, so you're welcome, sir. And so just give your full name because it will be printed in the winner's certificates. And today, top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificates. And please note this that there is no relation between the quiz competition certificates and the international webinar certificates. Both are different. And we will share the quiz competition winner certificates in our Facebook official page. And right now we have 39 participants in this segment. Okay, so we have Ma'am Karimila Bihin already joined. We have Ma'am Bia Marie Bipaso, Sir Mohabi Malifi. Okay, Sir Jill Bernasor. Okay, we have Sir Shokumar Adhikari, Ma'am Saila May, Ma'am Amelia, Ma'am Glendon. We have Ma'am May Annie, Ma'am Christine, Ma'am Adreline, Ma'am Nancy, Ma'am Michelle. Sorry, Sir Michelle Jigan, Sir, Ma'am Christine, Ma'am Annalita Twitter Villanova. We have Sir Sunday, Ma'am Kiefer, Sir Ashok Kumar Adhikari. Okay, we have Ma'am Adreline, Ma'am Christine the dentist, Ma'am Aimee. Okay, Ma'am Rosie, Jasmine, Ma'am Nancy, Ma'am Shirley. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Okay, sir. Share the link. Just click it and put your name and the code. The code is already flashed on our screen. The code is IGP quiz. So you have to type in capital letter IGP quiz. Okay. So we will start our live quiz competition with an and right now we have 42 participants. After the quiz, we will come back with our honorable speaker in our Q&A segment. So be ready with your question or your queries to ask our speaker. All right, so let's start it. So here is your first question. In education, looping involves option number one, teaching for an extended school year, or option number two, the teacher moving with their class to the next grade. So you have only 9 seconds left to answer your question. So the time is up. Let's see the right answer. That is option number two, and 63% for participants got the correct answer. Okay, so here is our first round leaderboard winners name. We have Ma'am Charlene Kalahamaguchi leading on top in our first round, following Ma'am Bia Marie Bipaso. We have Sir M.D. Arif, Sir Joseph Nicholas Blesser, and Ma'am Leah Fuko. So congratulations, those answered correctly. Alright, so let's see the next question. Extrinsic motivation places the greatest level of importance on option number one, your interest in the task. Option number two, your learning purpose. Alright, so the right answer is option number one, and 61% of our participants goes with the correct answer. It is your interest in the task. Okay, again we have Ma'am Charlene Kalamaguchi, following Ma'am Bia Marie Bipaso, Sir Joseph Nicholas Blesser, Ma'am Jessa Ostadera, and Ma'am Christina Vidal Rosario. Okay, let's see the next question. What did Luther push for in terms of education? Option number one, children should be provided education from the state. Option number two, only women, not men, should have full education. Correct answer is option number one, and 98% of participants got the correct answer. Here is our leaderboard, and there is no change in it. Let's see the next question. The question and the options already flashed on the screen. Just go for it. Okay, so the correct answer is option number one, and 86% of our participants got the correct answer. Alright. Moving to next question. You can see the question and the option on screen. So the time is up. Let's see the right answer. That is option number 2, and 37% of participants got the correct answer. So here is our leaderboard, and the winner's name. We have Ma'am Charlene Kalamaguchi leading on top, following Sir Alex Xavier Alvarez, Sir Ellen Hua Brutus, Ma'am Glendon Lee Latari, and finally Ma'am Lucille Jonah name Ella. Okay, next question. Question number 6. In group work, confidentiality is option number 1, the ethical requirement of group Leader, group leaders but not group members. Option number two, the ethical requirement of group members but not group members. Okay, so the correct answer is option number one, and 65% of our participants got the correct answer. So here is our leaderboard and the needs. All right, so let's proceed to the question number seven. Members of the education team will be of benefit to you if they do nothing or discuss what is being learned and why. Correct answer is option number two, and 100% of our participants got the correct answer. Okay, so there is no change in our leaderboard. Moving to next question. Barriers to success in learning include option number one, skipping school, and option number not skipping graduate. Let's see the right answer. That is skipping school, and 79% of our participants goes with the correct answer. All right. Okay, let's see the next question. What was the main motive for universal education? Option number one, to create better educated voters, or option number two, to give people more opportunities. So the time is up. Let's see the correct answer. That is option number one, and only 18% of our participants choose the correct answer. So congratulations, those answered correctly. Okay, still now Ma'am Charlene Kalamaguchi leading on top. Following Ma'am Jessa Postadero, Sir Alan Brutus, Sir Glendon Lee Lottery, and uh, Sir, okay, Ma'am May and May Apata. Alright, so congratulations once again, those answered correctly. Moving to our last question, question number 10, and then we can see our top 10 quiz competition winners. Which of the following would maximize motivation for a student? Option number one, having an external locus of casuality, or option number two, having a mastery orientation. Alright, so the right answer is option number two, that is having a mastery orientation, and 64% of our participants goes with the correct answer. So congratulations, those answered correctly. Alright, so let's see our leaderboard and our top 10 quiz competition winners. Congratulations, Ma'am Charlene Kalahamaguchi. You are leading on top in this competition. Okay, we have Ma'am Jessa Postadero, placed second. Sir Alan Brutus, placed third. Ma'am Ginalyn Villa Resurrection, placed fourth. Ma'am Kiefer Rivera, placed fifth. All right. Waiting for the next winner's name. Okay. Okay, let's see. Wait a moment, please. All right, so we have Sir Alex Javier Alvarez, placed sixth. Ma'am Nika Jina Javier, placed seventh. Sir Sandy Olabadiola Dikun, placed eighth. Ma'am Lucille Jonaline, placed 9, and finally Ma'am Glendon Lee Latore, placed 10. So, congratulations to our top 10 quiz competition winners. So, give a virtual claps for our winners, everyone. Thank you so much for your participation, and you will get your winner certificates from Facebook official page after the program. We will post it. All right, so get ready for our next segment, that is QA. Okay, so get ready with your question to ask our honorable speaker. Before that, let me remind all of you, don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in our comment box. And after the Q&A segment, we will share the international webinar code so that you can easily get your certificate, e-certificate from our website. Okay, so enjoy this short video. Welcome, sir, once again in our Q&A segment. So, dear participants, dear learners, we are still waiting for your um, question. So you can write down your question in our comment box. Okay, we have a question. The question from our participants. Okay, the question is: Good evening, sir. Typically, a school head plays an important role in achieving effective teaching and learning and accelerating academic success. In connection to this, how will you motivate the unmotivated teachers to achieve school's goals and objectives? This is the first question. And the second question is, what measures need to undertake so that unmotivated teachers can be part of this success?
Okay, thank you very much, sir or ma. Actually, the focus of the discussion a while back is more on the students. But of course, we teachers or we educators still need to be motivated by our school heads. So of course, if our students are motivated by some rewards or they acknowledge, so therefore we educators also needs to be acknowledged. Acknowledge the effort of your teachers. Praise the efforts of your teachers. I think if you praise and acknowledge the efforts of your teacher, they will also motivated and they will work more effectively and efficiently in the school.
Thank you so much, sir. So the next question is from Sir Alan Herbutos. What are the best ways of motivating our students in the hybrid or HyFlex setup and in the full implementation of face-to-face classes in November 2, 2022 in the Philippines, wherein there is still the pandemic? Thank you in advance.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Actually, I'm not particular with the hybrid and high plex setup, but motivating students in the nearly coming of our full implementation of face-to-face classes in the here in the Philippines is of course um, going back to the basic. Let your student first appreciate the classroom setup, manage them properly. Um, you give them the proper orientation that we are now having back the face-to-face classes, which is they came from modular approach. Actually, in here in the Philippines, we are having the modality which is modular approach. It is now a challenge for us teachers here in the Philippines that the shifting of the modality, which is from modular to face-to-face classes. But like what I've said, we need to teach our learners again that we are now um, having our face-to-face gradually.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, all right. So let's see. Okay, so another question from Messiah Kiengi. Despite the strategies of to enhance intrinsic motivation, most children we teach in our Kenyan schools are for extrinsic motivation and high lack of intrinsic motivation. How do we help them?
Hello, Ma'am Asaya. Actually, ma'am, that is the purpose of we that is the purpose of having the two kinds of motivation. If our student is not intrinsically motivated, of course, we need to do something for them to be motivated, and that enters the extrinsic motivation. It's now a part of the teacher or the educators for them to think of an activity or a think of an effective extrinsic motivation if our students is not intrinsically motivated. That is the purpose, ma'am, why we do have two kinds of motivation. If our student is not intrinsically motivated, so it's now your part to think of an activity that they can be motivated extrinsically. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so there is no more question. Thank you so much, Sir Alfie, for sharing your knowledge and coming in IGT's platform. Thank you so much. And we have learned a lot from your presentation. Time doesn't matter how long you are taking. The fact is you have shared all the point that we need on topic. So really it was excellent. Thank you so much. So do you have a message for our participants?
Um, Thank you, everyone. I hope you learned something. in that short discussion about understanding the importance of motivation in the education. Um, just focus on motivating our students. Let us always motivate our students because, like what I've said a while back, proper motivation can help our students to learn more. Thank
Thank
you,
you
ma'am.
so much. Have a great day, sir. Alright, so we are moving to our next segment, that is certification process. So after this short Thanksgiving video, we'll come back and share the code. So till then, please stay with us. So today's program name is Understanding the Importance of Motivation in Education. The code is IGP 3107. Let me tell you once again, the code is IGP 3107, and without this code, no one is eligible for certificates. And with this code, you can claim your certificates anytime. Or without an account on our website, you can visit, but you can't do anything functional. All right. So, dear participants, just visit our website. Our website address is www.eduigp.com. Okay, so visit our website and collect your e-certificates, and don't forget to celebrate with IGP. Okay, thank you once again for your participations and the way you cooperate with us. And I'm inviting all of you to our next session tomorrow morning. So don't miss it. Until till then, stay happy and stay safe and never stop learning. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm Nasrin Misha signing up right now. Good night.